Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tatiana, and today I want to share with you my first impressions and kind of final thoughts on Petit Planet after the playtest. I was a part of the most recent playtest that just took place. It was just over a month, a lot longer than I thought it would be, and it is coming to an end December 1st. So everything is going to be wiped from the playtest. Playtesters do not get to carry their things over. We do not get to keep our planets. Everything is going to be reset, which in a way is fun because then I get to live stream the full game when it comes out with all of you, and you get to see my experience with the game for the first time in a way, like the first time that it's going to be permanent. I think Petit Planet, the first thing that I really want to talk about is how much it improves the genre. I think there's a lot of things I think it improves upon. I'll just use Animal Crossing as a reference, but games like that where you're inviting in neighbors and you get to and NPCs and you basically get to have them live in the town that you end up building. In this case, it's on a planet. Sometimes it's been on an island, but you're building up a place to live and you're settling in, and everyone's kind of coming and adding their own little vibe to your planet in this game, and they do that really well. I like that there isn't a lot of financial like motivation in this game, if that makes sense. Like, you're not motivated by trying to pay off loans, as an example, as some other games have had it before. There is no paying off loans. Even to move your houses or buildings and things, you don't pay money. It's a very easy thing. Like, there's an app in the game, you have an in-game phone, and the in-game app for the planet, like I think it's the planet editor or something like that, you can just move whatever you want whenever you want. There's no penalty. It's extremely easy to do, and this is one of honestly my absolute favorite things to do, was being able to move things and terraform things super easily. You just go into this app and you can make waterfalls, you can make paths of up to 3 ticks, you can do whatever you want, move whatever you want, take things out of your inventory and place it. You can take things from your planet and put it back in your inventory, and I love that. And I think that is such an improvement on the genre of the tedium of constantly doing things one by one and space by space, like laying your paths space by space. Now you can just zoom out, see the whole place, and just lay your paths around, and it's so easy. You can do curvatures on them. Every edit you can do with them, you can do in this little app mode, and I absolutely loved it. I think that's such an improvement. Really, really liked how easy that was. There's no limits on how many things you can place, like, you know, in the way of like stairs or bridges and stuff. You can place as many as you want. You have access to create those yourself at your crafting bench at any time, which is super nice. And so there's no constantly waiting. The only time I ever had to wait for something to happen the next day, as far as I remember, there was no waiting the first time. It was the second time for the upgrade. You had to wait till the next day, because this game kind of works in real time. Like, there's a server that it resets basically. Some people said it was in UTC time, like 4 a.m. UTC time. And so I never saw that reset, but I had played on Eastern time up to like 3 a.m. and I never ran into it resetting or anything like that. By the time it was 5 p.m. Eastern, it was definitely getting dark in the game. So it wasn't the worst. Your neighbors, who are all the anthropomorphic animals that you can invite to come and live on your planet, they're super adorable, and they all have unique personalities. They all come from different galaxies and different planets, and they like to talk to you a lot about their planets and the heritage from their planets. I thought that was super cool and a really nice touch. And again, like, everything you do with them is motivated more by friendship than making money in this game, and I thought that was so cool. Like, it's all about the growth of the character and how well you get to know them. There's like a bunch of different trees. You can click on them and have these whole character panels, and you can just click on each character and see where you're at in the growth of your friendship with them. And as you become more and more friends, they can even help add things to terraform your planet and make it look kind of like their planet. So in a way, you all really are building up your planet with each person's kind of background and history. And I think that was really, really a nice touch. And it was much more chill and much more enjoyable to be focusing on making friends with the NPCs and the neighbors, as they're called, and getting to know them, helping them upgrade their homes for their home to, like, basically become this really cute little customized home based on their personality and who they are and where they're from. And they looked super cute, the homes. You even help them decorate the inside of their homes, very much reminding me of the Animal Crossing DLC, like the home renovation thing. I love that DLC. that's basically just in this game. Like, and that's a main focus, is helping them collect that furniture. The more you become friends with them, they'll unlock that furniture with you, and then they rate it, and you can go in there and change it at any time. You can do whatever you want, as long as it's in the color theme that they want it to be, or in the theme of the little cards that you can, little inspiration cards that you can get. That's how you learn recipes for food, how you learn recipes for crafting, which can be any type of furniture, all kinds of things. As long as it's within their theme, then you can place it in there and decorate it to your heart's content. And I thought that was so cool. It's also graphically so beautiful. Like, we have to stop for a second. It's gorgeous. The animations were very smooth. All of the emotes worked very well. They were all like, nothing felt super delayed either. Like, when I would go into the parts that have this MMO aspect, which we'll talk about deeper in a moment, no one was really lagging. Like, maybe once or twice I saw other people lagging. Otherwise, like, was a very seamless experience. Like, it was a very, very seamless experience with other people. There's a lot of ways you can interact with other people, which we'll get into, but none of the like graphical like issues happened when you were in those areas. And I thought if anywhere it would happen there. Everything was pretty seamless across the board graphically, and I really, really appreciated that. It did make my CPU jump, but as you know, I actually am in need of an entire new computer right now, so that could just be because my computer is apparently older than I thought it was and needs to actually be completely replaced. So I'm working on that. So that could be why that was happening. It just maybe needs to be optimized a little bit, or it could have been my PC. So that I'm not really sure about, with some loading times. But other than that, I had no issues graphically with this game at all. And it was such a delight to look at. And honestly, this game is going to be able to run on both PCs and mobile devices, just like with Genshin Impact and other Hoyoverse games. So luckily, if you don't have a PC right now and you're like, oh man, I don't have a PC or whatever, you can play it on your phone. I have played Genshin Impact on my phone and it worked great, and I'm sure this one will work great. Like, Hoyoverse really does have very polished games at the end of the day, and this playtest was extremely polished. Like, there were very minimal bugs, very minimal issues that I ran into, so that seems like it was a pretty successful playtest overall. There's also something really cool called the Starsea, which I'll kind of mention really quickly because it kind of starts getting into a point where you need to have friends in this game, and that gets into the MMO aspect, and it's really easy to make friends. Like, they made it very easy, so let's talk about Starsea, Voyages, and also the MMO aspect of the game in one section of the video. The Starsea Voyages, or Sea Star Voyages, I always mix up the name. It's either Starsea or Sea Star, but you'll see it on screen. These voyages that you can go to in your cool space car, that you can literally go in your space car and drive around. They're kind of like little mystery islands. They're little islets is what they're called, and you drive around on the stars, and you can literally go to these different islands, and there's different levels to these voyages that you can eventually unlock as you upgrade your vehicle and the battery power that it has. And you basically go to these islets and collect a ton of resources, and you can also find more of your neighbors to invite over while they're exploring the galaxy as well. So that's pretty cool. That's how you can invite more and meet more neighbors as you progress through the game, and that was really neat. What I really struggled with, and I think a lot of people in the playtest, we didn't initially realize that these Starsea voyages take place in the galaxy that you pick. So at the beginning of the game, there are two galaxies. It shows you two different planets that you can pick from. I believe it's called, and I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, the Tefa galaxy, and then there's the Hexia galaxy. I chose the Tefa galaxy. I think its description was that it was like a dry, deserty type of place, but it didn't lack in resources. I picked it because it was the greenest one, and the other one didn't look as green, I think, or something like that. It was just visual. I just chose it because I knew it was going to be a data wipe, so I was like, whatever, like, I'll just see what this is. And it turns out that that means that resources are divided between these two galaxies. So you will eventually need things like, for example, I needed bamboo to complete one of the NPCs, one of my neighbors' houses, and I just couldn't find it. Like, I was going on all these Starsea voyages, and I was like, I don't think this is in my galaxy. And I realized at the top, when I would go to the Starsea, or these voyages, it would say that I was going to them specifically in the Tefa galaxy. And that's when I realized I need to get to the Hexia galaxy. And so I was like, okay, how do I do that? So I went into the MMO area because it's like right now it's just like it's called the bazaar, and you can go in there and there's little activities you can do. So this is like the multiplayer aspect of this game, or the massively multiplayer. You see a lot of other players, and everyone in there's looking so cute and emoting, and it's adorable. There's lots of ways you can interact. Luckily, you're not forced to interact with anyone. Like, no one can speak to each other unless you are sitting at the same table somewhere. Some tables are meant for conversation. There's even a little cafe with this cute little AI bot in there who acts as the barista, and you can have conversations with it, and it will remember, like, it will straight up remember the conversations you've had. I've gone in there and I didn't even remember talking to it, and it's like, hey, Tatiana, so how has your journey been looking for bamboo? Because I was asking it if it knew how to get bamboo because I couldn't figure it out. And it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool thing to have that little bot in there interacting with you and remembering your conversations. And it can interact with multiple people at the same time. I've had interactions where it was myself and like 3 other people in this little cafe that you can access through the bazaar, and like it was communicating with us all, which was pretty cool. So I tried to ask around to other people, and other people weren't really sure, so I asked the AI bots. There's also one that you can access that's like a little bunny. I used it almost like just Googling answers for the game, and I would just ask it, like, if I'm looking for this resource, where can I find it? And it would answer my questions. So that's cool that it had that available, because sometimes with games like this, especially in a playtest, you're not going to be able to actually what I would usually do is go Google and find out, where do I find this resource? But there was nothing like that really, so I just decided to try in-game instead of going into the Discord. I just wanted to see in-game if you could find it, and you can. If you ask the bots, they'll tell you. So it told me that I needed to find someone from the Hexia galaxy. So I was like, okay. I was a little confused at first. It didn't click for me that this was the other planet. If people lived on the other planet, you have to go visit their planet, because you can easily visit other people's planets after being friends with them. And then you can go through the voyage the same way you would on yours, through theirs, and you go through their galaxy, and that's how you get those resources. So after communicating and making friends with some really cool people in the playtest, we kind of together figured out that that's what we needed to do. And I think it's cute because they had little areas like near a campfire where you can speak to each other, and that's where I kind of waited for some people to have the patience to kind of talk to me and be like, hey, by the way, if you guys are looking for this, you need to get it this way. And a lot of people were not aware, that at least I saw at the time of my playing, that you needed to go to other people's galaxies. So luckily everyone was super nice. Everyone was really chill and willing to help each other out, and I did end up getting onto someone's planet and going to the Hexia galaxy. And the cool thing about going to these little islets is you can actually take the resources straight up. Like, you can just take the trees. So I took all of the bamboo trees, and then I went home, and then I just put them in my house. So now I have that resource at all times, and I don't really have to keep going unless there's another resource that I need, that I run out of for some reason. So that was pretty cool, and I think a nice way to not have to constantly, have your friend online or meet people online and constantly have to do it. You can kind of get away with doing it maybe once or twice. And that was pretty cool. So that was the whole Starsea MMO aspect. Again, you can do little mini games and collect little things. It was a very small experience, and I did say this in one of the surveys, because we did multiple surveys in the playtest, was that I really hope there are more MMO areas than just the bazaar, or the bazaar it gets expanded upon, because I think it'd be really cool to do more gameplay things with other people, like more quests and stuff like that. But either way, it was really fun. They even have this little area to the side when you first walk into the bazaar with a little question mark. It's like a really cool little star table. And if you sit there, it's supposed to be that if you have a question, like for example, me trying to find bamboo, you can actually just ask someone else, and someone should be willing, hopefully. One time it took me a little while for someone to come over and talk to me, but they did help me. And they came over and answered questions I had when I first started playing. And then in turn, when I saw someone sitting there and I had played for about 2 weeks, I went over and helped someone. So I thought that was really cool, and it really builds this nice feeling of community, and everyone's so chill and not being forced to talk to everyone at once. You can only freely talk to people. Like I mentioned, you're sitting in the same seats, or you are friends, and then you can talk freely to each other. You can even send little messages to each other on your phone. And so then you can have more contact with someone. And I like that, just to keep it as safe as possible. And just to make sure you're not just meeting random people. But I think most people playing this game are going to be hopefully pretty chill and willing to help out. So that was kind of that aspect with the AI bots and the MMO and the Starsea Voyages mixed up in one, because you kind of need to talk about all those things at once together. So there's lots of things that you can purchase in this game, whether it's from doing activities and kind of getting like collecting points through your little book that you open up. We have done this before in games like this, where, you can have daily things like catching a certain amount of bugs, or you plant something and then you get these daily points, or it's bigger ones, like you walked a certain amount of steps or something like that. So you can use those points to go to a little machine that you have next in the main area, which is where your Luca tree is. Now, this Luca tree is basically the main focus of your planet. It's what helps your planet to grow and thrive. And all your neighbors contribute to this by giving you these little orbs called Luca fruit. And so after you do that growth that I mentioned with them and you get to the end, they will give you basically pieces of like what their planet looked like. So for example, my grass turned purple at one point because someone gave me the Luca fruit for that, and you add it to your Luca tree, which as you do different tasks, they'll give you special like water for the Luca tree that you put on it, and it helps it to grow and grow. So you can add more and more fruits. So as you get more neighbors, and when the full game is out, you'll have access to probably a lot more neighbors. They could probably have, for example, red grass where they're from, or blue grass. Like, everyone's planets, I think, are going to look pretty different at the end of the day in the full release, because if you have a bunch of different neighbors and NPCs living on your planet, they're going to contribute to how your planet ends up looking, from the way the mountains look to the way the sky looks to the way the water looks. There were so many ways that they were helping make my planet look different, and I think that was pretty neat. Now, everyone kind of had the same access to the same characters because it was just the playtest, and they were really cute. And I like, again, that even your progress with your Luca tree, which helps your whole planet grow and thrive, is still related to being friends with the NPC. So I think friendship is the big tie compared to like money, as it is in some games. And though you can make money, like I was mentioning, you can easily make money by doing a lot of the farming. There's like a whole system set up so that you do eventually have access to a type of store. And this store will have anything from furniture to pathing to, you can buy, if you don't have the resources, you can use money to buy like bridges and stairs and things like that. You can buy fences from there. So you can buy a lot of things from there. And from there, you can also access this, I think it was called the green market or something like that, where you can sell vegetables and fruits and things that you grow. And those can fluctuate every day, and even from planet to planet. So like every day, if you have a friend you're playing with this like side by side every day, you guys could visit each other's planets and your stores would renew every day. And each of your stores will be completely different. Like, you will not have the same items in each other's store. And your green market, or the vegetable market, I forgot exactly what it's called, that will also change per island every day. So, for example, one day I had a really high amount of corn. Like the price for corn was much higher than it was the day before. I think it was up, and it was like 46 coins per corn. And so you can even put on a little bulletin board like, hey, my planet, I think I said island, my bad. My planet has really high corn stock today, and bring your corn and sell it, and then you can make a lot of money. So you can make a lot of money by focusing on that, and that's kind of the primary way, at least in the playtest we were shown, like how you could make money. And it's really easy to do the farming, like you just plant stuff and then you water it. And it also ties in with your Luca tree. The more that you upgrade your Luca tree, the more spots that you can have to plant more and more crops. And as long as you water them every day, they're going to grow pretty strong. You can even make them mutate with each other if you plant them a certain way, which was pretty neat. Your one NPC that I had really enjoyed farming. That was kind of her background. So she would go and also water it for me when I wasn't there. So there was a couple days where I wanted to see what would happen if I didn't log in, what would happen to the world. So for 2 days, I didn't log in. And when I went back in, my plants were there and they had been taken care of by the NPCs, but they were malnourished. So you could still take them and sell them, but they wouldn't sell for as much money as a regular healthy crop. So I thought that was better than having them just completely deteriorate, but for some people they may not like that. I didn't mind it too much. Obviously this game is going to be free to play, so they want you to keep coming back, because there is going to be some sort of money element to this game, but in the playtest, we just don't know what it is yet. But I think it's something that we're going to be able to experience together when it comes out. Hopefully by then, I get my new PC and everything will work great, and we'll be able to stream this game every day and have a great time, because it is so much fun. And I do think a lot of you in my community who enjoyed Animal Crossing will like this, because it improves on a lot of things that in Animal Crossing, at least for me personally, I found very tedious. And it has a lot of things at launch that are really fun and like really enjoyable, and just not being so focused on making money was fun for me, and focusing more on interacting with my neighbors and NPCs, and you can invite them to little parties, and you can invite them to little things that you set up. I think that's so cute. And so enjoyable, and I think just focusing on that more and the friendship with them makes the game more unique and makes it so much more fun. And I just really loved it. I really enjoyed Petit Planet overall. I think it's so great, and I think if you enjoy games like Animal Crossing and in that genre, then definitely check this one out. I mean, it's going to be free to play. You're free to go ahead and pre-register right now with like an email and an account. You make up an account, and then you'll pre-register and it'll let you know when they go live. And you can do this on your mobile phone as well. So feel free to check it out if you're interested. Let me know what you think about some of the things I talked about in this video. Let me know if you checked out the playtest and what your thoughts are. I really am impressed with it. I think I had lower expectations than I should have going into the playtest. I wasn't too sure about everything what it was, and I was just kind of like, I'll check it out, I'll see what this is. But I ended up really, really enjoying it, and I'm very, very excited for its full launch. So definitely check out this game. Again, if it sounds like it's up your alley, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for being here and watching the video. If you want to check out live streams or more videos that I have checking out new games, feel free to subscribe and like this video. And thank you so much for being here. Remember to stay safe, hug your loved ones, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!